get my notes.
His notes just says, Rise of Robots, bad.
Nope, I got stuff on this.
All right.
You can believe it. Look, I'm ahead.
I can already tell you're going to Bigfoot on some of my trivia questions. It's going to make me very sad.
So, luckily you wore a green shirt, so you'll be see-through the whole night.
Oh, man.
He's really just transparent.
I didn't think this would even matter.
Well, they call it, yeah.
they don't call it. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Actually, you're not invisible. You're
You
gonna
should
go
take your
slow.
hat off, though. Yeah, that's much better.
Here, let me have the hat. No, no, wait,
yeah,
that's
you
not
should
what
take
we're
the
trying
hat
to
off,
accomplish,
yeah.
right?
Nah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, you are transparent, but at least your head isn't. So.
I didn't think about it. Sorry about that, Boat.
That's okay.
We're okay. We're officially
Boy, over there.
we're all systems go, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Everything's going.
Let me tell you about two things that happened to me today.
Okay.
They're both horrible. Thing one, so I was getting ready to come over here. I was grooming my magnificent beard, and
You keep it in a box?
what? I was trimming it with a trimmer, and somehow I managed to get beard hair in my eye.
Ooh. Was it an electric trimmer?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I was just
a rebound situation.
Well, I was two things crossed my mind as I was grasping my face in pain. I wear my glasses so close to my face, there is no gap. I mean, apparently my beard hair has magical properties. And thing two was, what am I going to do now? How do you remove beard hair? I mean, it wasn't like a strand of beard hair; it was a clump of beard hair in my eye.
So what did you do?
I cried.
Okay. Good first move.
And then the tears eventually made the beard go away. So that was the most recent bad thing that happened to me today. The most recent bad thing that happened to me today. So I was getting up, I was going to work, and I heard something commotion outside my door. It's been storming all day today, blah, blah, blah. And I opened my door, and there was a large black dog the size of a small horse physically chewing and eating my house.
Yeah, I heard about this dog. He was running amok today.
It actually, it tore the siding off my house.
Oh my god!
Like two large pieces of siding, and it's been death storming all day, so I haven't had a chance to fix it.
Which side?
The front door, right at the front door. And I opened the front door and stepped out on the porch, and the dog looked at me, and you could tell it knew that it had done bad. So it gets the I'm going to run off stance, and then I take another step out, because at this point I don't know he's chewed on my house. So I get another step out. I think maybe he's killed a rabbit or something. Mm-hmm. No, he takes off like a bolt of lightning. And I will step outside my door, and I've just got the chewed pieces of house in my front yard. And I'm like, huh.
Well, so do you know who the dog belongs to?
Probably.
Is it the new neighbors, one of their
I
dogs?
believe so.
They've got 3 big dogs. Big dogs.
I don't think I'm going to make a scene yet.
The thing chewed siding off your home.
Yes.
What do they have to do to get you to make a scene?
Chew siding off my home
off your
twice.
arm.
So that's going to be fun for tomorrow.
What did you do today, Aaron?
Well, there was a killer super death storm this morning.
And afternoon.
And so I drove into work in the storm. Then I worked in the storm. While I was in the lab, deep into a electronics maneuver in one of my instruments, with all my simulators running, all my lab junk cooking and making all the cool lab noise, boop, power gone. So I walked outside in the pitch, and I was like, hey, what's going on with the generator? And the employees there, they had a belly laugh because we don't have no generator. We're a lab with no generator. So lights came back on, and I just said, oh, I'm done with this for the day, and then drove home in a storm. Then drove to Luke to karate in a storm, and then drove home, and guess what? A storm. So, yeah. This day sucked.
Kind of day. And in between storms, it's 100,000% humidity.
Yeah.
So
you ain't kidding, brother. It's been super hot out there. So, yeah, it's been a stormy day, but I read a lot of stuff for the show tonight, and
So it's been doubly bad.
well, I mean, it was interesting. You know, I knew something about this, and now I know more. Me and Lukey, I got a Xbox together for Hose this week, and me and Lukey played games on that and had a lot of fun this week. Mostly we played, what did we play this week? Golden Axe 2. You ever play that?
No, but
You ever play it?
I think there's a.
It's so much better than Golden Axe 1, and I love Golden Axe 1.
Are these games like the Dungeons and Dragons games where they're beat 'em ups, but you can go up and down? You know, there's
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. And boy, it's a great game. And while that never got, I saw a fellow did a retrospective of all the Golden Axes, and this one was one that he said never got a home release, and in its form of Golden Axe 2, it crushes everything else. Great game. If you're going to play it, it's great.
In fact, it's far better than 3.
It crushes 3.
So there's no Amiga version of Golden Axe.
No.
Is there even a Golden Axe period on
Yeah,
Amiga?
Golden
Okay.
Axe. Yeah. I think we put it up a couple weeks ago for the poll. Did we get the
Oh
poll?
yeah, you're right. We did get the poll. Super Stardust won by a landslide.
Cool. I recall that being a pretty decent game.
Speaking of which, we need. We need to talk about fiddler Ed Haley.
He's a fiddler?
Let's go to close-up cam. About Golden Seal.
Oh,
This
Tree collects them.
This is the magazine of West Virginia traditional life. It's awesome. It's basically just people telling stories, lots of great black and white pictures. And so, Aaron, I know that Tree collects these, and I wanted you to have them.
Oh boy, she'll love you for that boat. Thank you.
No problem.
I'll put them with your
Thank
head
you.
here.
Awesome.
I also here have your notes from last week, and I will throw it on the ground.
Oh,
And it's time to pick nominations
nominations for what?
for next week's game.
Oh, all right. Let's see what we can do then, shall we? Now this is not counting the. Is we gonna do this during the big countdown?
No,
You're gonna be out of town, so this is 2 weeks. From
yeah, 2 weeks from now. Next week will be the countdown show.
I would like to nominate.
I don't know where my
I'll
pencil
hold
is.
off on that as much as I want to nominate it, since we just did flashback. Let's see here.
To kill some of the dead air that we've gathered up and released right there in the middle of the show.
There was my pencil right under my chair.
Have you noticed the Steam sale?
Has it started?
I read they were doing it different this year. Everything's up
Well,
front.
it's not quite. That has started last year, and unfortunately, the Steam sale will be over once this gets posted. However,
It's only like 2 days?
no, it's till the 4th.
Well, this is going to be posted before the 4th. This will go up tomorrow.
Yeah, boat doesn't screw around.
Well, there we go. But a lot of people don't like the new format of all the sales are up front
Right.
immediately. I did a little bit of digging because I don't like it either. I think it's
I got
exciting to load the page and see what's going on. However, I found out why they did it, why they made the change. They were getting so many refunds when someone would buy a game and then it would come up on a flash sale for cheaper that they couldn't handle.
Right.
They couldn't handle the refunds of it. So that's why they just said, here's everything. Here you go.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it sucks. What I really hate is they're not doing a game this year on the website. It's just click through your suggested games and get a card, which I've much less fun.
Do people still sell the cards? Is there still a card
Big money.
market? Really?
Big money. I mean, you're talking usually a dime at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're getting a dime to do literally nothing, people collect lots of dimes.
Oh, yeah.
So, in fact, there is rumor, and I know this to be true, that it happens. People will buy up hordes of cards for 3 cents. I think it's the cheapest you can possibly buy them. They'll go through and anything that's 3 cents they'll buy, and then turn around and sell for a dime. I already know what I'm picking.
I know what I want too.
That's what people do. I mean, you can make money doing that. It's crazy stuff.
Can you mine for cards like people mine for bitcoins?
Well,
processes
the way
you can do it?
the cards work is if you play a game, as you play a game, you get cards.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, you get 3 for the first hour and a half of play, or it's a proportion of how many you're out for the game. So if the game has 10 cards, you can get 5 from a game. But people will buy 25-cent games, get the 3 cards, sell them for 15 cents a piece, and make money.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy stuff. It's not. I'm going to get rich.
It's not on
and
the
do
level
this.
of hat trading in TF2 or something.
No. But I can definitely see rooms of like Chinese gold farmers working the
card market.
the Steam market.
All right, what did you pick, Aaron?
Silkworm.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't even want to name mine now.
I had another one in mind, but I saw Silkworm, and so I thought that's the one. Good arcade port.
Brent?
Have you guys done Elite yet?
We started to do it, then both sort of vetoed it.
Yeah, it's
Too in depth for a week to do. So we're kind of saving that one for a special. Maybe if we go monthly one of these days, that one and still like Monkey Island. So those are too hard to do in a week.
Okay, I will come up with another one then. See.
Yeah, trust me, the original Elite makes new Elite seem like the easiest controlling game of all time.
I know it's an involved game.
Hello. Do you want to be on the podcast, dear?
No, thank you.
All right.
Did the Amiga ever get a version of Dallas?
No.
Oh,
In fact, I think the Coco's on. Then that came out. It might have come out on PC, but I don't remember it.
we need to start a Coco podcast. So we can
There's
do
already one
Dallas.
out there.
Well,
Did they do Dallas?
The Coco crew.
There was already an Amiga podcast before we started.
There still
We
is.
can't let that stop us.
You mean the German one?
I just want to. I want to review one game.
Well, here's the thing: we can do whatever we want. Amigos plays all. We've done C64, Atari 800. So
We did a C64 game.
yeah, Buggy Boy, you didn't. Me and Flat
Oh
did.
yeah, but that was a special crossover.
No, it's not. I do whatever I want.
Oh, I'm not.
Ultimate power.
No, don't feel like we have to limit ourselves to Amiga stuff.
Well, okay. Just for the fun of seeing if they'll vote for it, let's put up Dallas for the Coco.
Well, we'll just do Dallas. We'll do a video review of Dallas next time you're here.
Yeah, because they got to
Yeah.
vote on this.
We
That's
gotta
not an
do Amiga.
game.
all right,
yeah,
give me
for
Amiga
God's sake.
magazine. Do you know of Dallas?
I've never
Coco?
played any game on the Coco before. I have
So
no-
you have no idea what it's about or
No.
anything? You remember the show Dallas?
Yes.
That's what it's about.
Is it a text adventure?
It is
It's a graphical
graphic
adventure.
adventure
It was
that I
actually-
was
Brent beat it.
upset. No, I didn't.
I want
No,
you to
I
beat-
never got through
Really?
it. I got stuck at a part and I didn't know what to do. I was obsessed with it in my youth. Never watched the show, so it feels like I was some kind of super
That's
fan.
what's great about it.
I just started playing it one day and I got a little bit farther, and I couldn't stop. Could not stop.
What are you looking at?
Those lines don't move with my shirt. They just are there. I can't figure that
That's
out.
because you're see-through.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
All right, I'm going to pick the ever popular, although you all might have actually done this one. Rainbow Island.
We did
We
that.
already did it.
I actually enjoyed that as an
Well,
arcade.
while you're looking, I'm going to tell everybody we're going to bring Three Stooges back for another week because there were a couple people that wanted us to do it as a show, so we're going to put it back up for voting again. One more time.
Good, because I like that game.
How about... You all have done that. Oh,
We did that.
Oh.
You don't listen to the show that you sponsor, do you?
Not all of them. You guys do a million shows a
Yeah,
day.
but you like
That's
that
true.
game. The reaction, you think that'd be the one you listen to.
I listen to whatever's up when I get a chance to listen.
50 games. We've covered a lot of the heavy hitters.
Yeah. And you won't let me put Dallas up, so give
It's
me
not
a
an
sec.
Amiga game, for God's sakes.
We could get the Vampire 2 and then load up a Coco emulator using the Vampire 2.
The Vampire 2 looks sweet. I just saw another video on that the other day.
I've done that. I'm sure you all have done that. So many duns. Here's what you need: a different magazine.
How about, I know one we haven't done it. You might want
Oh,
never mind. We did that already. Which one?
this one.
Sinbad?
No,
King of Chicago?
The King of Chicago.
Okay. The King of Chicago.
Wow, 2 cinema wares on the list.
Yep.
So
We'll let the fans
We need
decide.
one more.
Nope. Oh yeah, we always.
Okay, I've got a suggestion if no one else has one. Battle Squadron.
Battle Squadron. I played UN Squadron.
This is better. I remember when UN Squadron came out, though, my buddy bought it, and because it was in the arcades.
Yeah.
And we were like,
Good
oh,
shooter.
UN Squadron. We played that. And as I recall, it's been a long time, but the Amiga version was good. I thought it was pretty good if you liked it.
I played it on the
Well,
Super
that's
Nintendo.
because that's something the Amiga could handle quite well. Yeah, it's a sprite-based shooter.
Yeah, that's very true. All right,
So what's the list?
the list is
I gotta know what I gotta go vote for.
Silkworm,
Oh, okay, never mind. I know what I'm voting for.
Three Stooges, The King of Chicago, and Battle Squadron.
All right, guys, get behind Silkworm.
We had,
I like all those, actually. I haven't played King of Chicago, though.
I think we had like 26 votes on this. So
That's better than 3 or 4.
yeah, not a bad turnout.
Hey guys, if you vote for Silkworm, I'll come back because I want to play it.
Oh, wow. So that one's not winning.
Did you get any? Oh, how's the wrestling game? You still playing that, or is it old news? By
Me and
now?
Luke played it 2 nights ago, and we made him a guy. Now, and it's funny. The creator wrestler. I don't understand it. It seems I've seen people make awesome stuff, but I couldn't even change skin colors or boots or anything. But Luke wanted a guy that looked like the Incredible Hulk, so he made it the biggest guy you could make with that. But we couldn't change his skin to green, so I don't know how. I'm sure I'll figure it out. But then we had a match, and Luke would get so upset when it was a ladder match. When I was beating him, he would get so upset that he would start crying and with anger, with rage. He just could not stand it. So I said, "Listen," I was like, "We're not going to play any more wrestling game for a while because you just can't handle
No more
He's
blind rages.
He's emotionally invested in his character.
Yeah, big time. Well, he doesn't like to lose at wrestling, video games, and so we're working on that whole aspect of that. But he likes it. We play it. But we usually team up.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't get as upset then. But boy, he was fired up. But yeah, it's still pretty fun. I guess time is limited. But I'm loosening up a little bit with time, so I'll be able to play a little bit more stuff than I have been. But I've been working. I did most of my spare time this week was working on that Xbox. So.
What new VR experiences have you had lately?
I'm still playing H3 VR.
Remind us what that is.
That is, I can't remember, the hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades.
Oh, okay.
Is that the thing where you just throw stuff around?
No.
Oh.
Well, kind of, right?
No.
Don't you pick up grenades and throw them around?
Well, I mean, that is one
Shoot.
aspect of the thing. No, it's advanced so far. The guy puts up weekly updates, and he has greatly improved the gameplay.
Is there an actual game in the game?
I mean, sort of. He has about 6 areas fleshed out where that tracks high scores, and it's supposed to simulate shooting ranges.
Mhm.
And of course, it's got over-the-top stuff like the grenade, skee ball, that kind of stuff. Been playing some Elite. That's why the Elite was fresh in my mind. That's incredible. They're patching that up, getting it proper. The Steam sale, I didn't expect the games to go on sale for much, and they didn't. So
That's not that good.
30% is, I think, is. I mean, now you can.
I
get
think a lot of those
crappy
guys are
ones.
still trying to make their money back, so they don't want to.
Well, H3 VR didn't go on sale at all.
Mhm.
And it's because he doesn't need to. He
Right.
does weekly updates and...
You saying the Steam stuff is on sale for VR, or is that across the board? It's 30%.
No. It's everything is on sale for its own thing. I think the biggest seller right now is the new Doom is 40% off, which has gotten a lot of attention because it's
Have you
fairly
tried that?
brand new game. No, just because if it's not VR related, it's going to be hard to pull me in right now. So.
Do you think there will ever be anybody will ever try a first-person shooter like Doom in VR? Or do people just know that it will make you ill?
Will someone try it? Well, people have already tried it. But I'm guessing you mean like a AAA company. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you, the AAA companies have not figured out VR yet. Resident Evil 7, huge game, huge series. The VR aspects were on display at E3, and everyone who tried it for VR said it made them ill that I saw. And it's because you use controls to move.
Right.
You just can't do that right now. It's just not doable.
Yeah, the control is not there yet.
Oh no, it's not a control. It's when you are physically moving in VR, but you're stationary in real life.
That's
your
what
brain
I mean.
goes.
You need some. If you're going to use VR to its utmost effect, you need to be able to like physically move,
right, and
like with a treadmill.
well, the Vive has you physically moving. There's a lot of games that I have right now that you move around a room to get that kind of a feel, but stuff like the Oculus, where it's currently a seated experience using a trackpad or a joystick to move, it's just vomit inducing.
You know what I think would be a good VR game with constraints in mind? A demolition derby game. Think about that. You look all around your car. You can that way you don't have to be physically moving your legs to get that feeling of motion. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be an awesome. You can even use one as a gear shift, and you could use your other thing as your wheel, and you could go to work. That'd be awesome.
I don't know. I had a hard time just moving my ship up and down and Eve without feeling sick, so I couldn't imagine getting hit from behind and spinning around and being able to. But
I will say that you build up a tolerance to VR sickness, as they call it.
That's actually what they call it.
Yeah. Well, on the internets, but you need to scoot back. You're blocking my view of the man over there. I think as the audience builds up a tolerance, more of that kind of stuff will become available. But it's too early right now. Too much of its infancy.
Does the PlayStation VR interest you at all?
Does it interest me? A lot, yes. Because I think Sony is going full tilt, and they're going to really put some money behind it. Will I get one? No. Just because of money. Disney announced a partnership with Pixar and someone else to start a new studio called Cryworks. And they're going to start doing VR movies.
Oh,
Where you're in a VR movie and you can look around the scene and stuff.
that's
awesome.
Yeah, that would be great.
That'll be
That's probably the one that looks the most realistic for me right now, just because of the money thing.
Well, more people are jumping on board. More people are committing high dollar amounts. HTC has said they're putting up $100 million. Steam has come out and said that any developer that has promise, of course, not just any Joe Schmo off the street, Steam will loan them money, and they'll just collect the money with the Steam sales. So, in other words, if you're a studio, you think you've got a good product, you can sell yourself to Steam. They will give you money, and that way, if your product bombs, you're not on the rope for the debt.
Right. Because, I mean, all told, the PlayStation 4.5 plus the PlayStation VR plus the Move controllers, that's probably around $900, wouldn't you say?
I think that's what they're estimating.
And if I bought a 980 plus either the Oculus or the Vive, it would be more than $900.
Yes, by a significant margin.
So, and I've already got a nice PC, so I mean, it doesn't make any sense for me to.
Well, the new cards are coming out, which are going to push down the price of the 980s. Probably within a year, you'll be able to pick up a 980 for $300. and then you can get the Oculus for $600 right now. So you can get on board that way for $900. It's an expensive adventure right now.
Yeah.
All new technology is. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people say, it's too expensive, they'll never catch you on. Blu-rays were $1,500 when they started. And you could get like 4 movies.
Right.
You have to start somewhere.
That was
Blu-rays descended from a already accepted technology that everyone had in their house. This isn't accepted. No one's got DVR in their house. This is the first generation.
No, but you're building off the back of gamers, movie watchers, that sort of thing.
And it's funny because when the PlayStation 3 came out, they marketed it as, if nothing else, it's a cheap Blu-ray player.
And they sold a lot of units that way.
And maybe it'll be the same way with VR. You can say, hey, here's a cheap way to get into the VR scene.
I think that they are planning on it. I really do. I think they're going to sink a lot of money into it.
That's sort of what they're using to sell the new Xbox, right? It's the cheapest way to get on board with the ultra high def streaming or something like that.
4K. The problem with the Xbox is going to come across, and it hasn't been officially announced yet, but I guarantee you're going to be able to use Oculus on the next Xbox.
That would be huge.
That'll be huge for Oculus. They really could use the push. Not that Oculus is failing by any means. They've got Facebook money. They can survive for decades.
They didn't do themselves any favors.
But they've had a lot of bad PR recently.
And earned.
Yes, they made some bad choices.
Indeed.
Well, they communicated the choices that they made in a bad way.
Well,
I think it's hard.
In fact, they sinned 3 times on one thing, like the component shortage. First, they said nothing. Well, that's a sin. Then they said, we're going to do all this stuff for all these people to make up for it. And everyone was like, okay. And then they didn't follow through. And then they took all the good things away.
Right.
So
the component shortage itself was not necessarily it's not a great thing, but it's not an unforgivable sin. But not by giving people the runaround and then taking away things that they promised. That's bad times.
And publicly, people are getting onto things like Reddit. And they're saying, I've been in a return loop for my defective equipment for over a month now. Why isn't anyone helping me? And then someone will get on from Oculus and be like, hey, I'm here to help. It's like, well, where were you 30 days ago? That's a really, especially when you publicly come out and say, well, I'm ready to help you now. It's like, is that what everyone has to do? Do they have to whine?
The squeaky wheel.
Oh, it's bad. Bad times. But Vive has their own issues in customer support too. It's not, I don't think it's quite as widespread, but it's still definitely there.
What's up with the virtual pinball? Any work been done on that since the last
Yeah, we're back to the hose situation. I was trying to get that done for him. I have done a little bit, but it's not ready to go yet. So soon. It's next. It's next on the chop. Plus, I've played some games this week. Once I got hoses thing up and running, I had to test it, which meant I had to played some Amiga stuff on the Xbox, and it works. It works well. A lot of it does. I saw the new version of Coin Ops has come out. I've been banished from the kingdom. Coin Ops 8 has just come out.
He sold an Xbox.
They got mad when I sold one of my 2 personal Xboxes because I'd profited off their intense labor.
Because they programmed all those games themselves.
I haven't talked about this on the show because it's not really relevant, but yeah, that's crap. It's just like the community for those pinball tables, and it's just like all these other communities we've been in, Hyperspin Art,
or the fighting game.
The fighting game.
Mugen thing.
Mugen. I appreciate people's efforts sincerely, and I actually tried to get involved in the community. I put up tips. I tried to help him.
I remember you troubleshooting a bunch of stuff.
I bought 2 or 3 light guns to help get the light gun support on board corners. So it's not like I just sat there idly. I tried to work on getting some still shots put back in, which the guy that runs it didn't buy. But truth be told, these guys got mad at me because I sold one of I've got a ton of these Xboxes, and I sold one, and it sold very well, and I got instantly contacted by one of the guys on the forum, and he was very upset that I had profited off this money. And I said, listen, I was like, I'm not making these things up for profit. I sold, these are my Xboxes I sold. I've only sold 2. And I was like, and once they're gone, they're gone. Well, that was booted from the forums at that point, which that's okay. You know, it's not like it'll stop me from, you know, still trying to get on board. But people need to realize that while it's important that they do this work, and it's appreciated, we're all in the same boat, and the boat's got a big black flag with the skull and crossbones on it. I mean, when push comes to shove, everyone is in that community is doing stuff they probably ought not. There's a gray area. That's what I like to say. And if you're going to be snooty about it, you know, or think you are more important than you are, it doesn't do anyone any favors. It's left a bad taste in my mouth. And like I said, me and Brent have seen this, and you've probably seen it too, Boat, in these communities that involve people going out and making art. Like I said, I saw it in Hyperspin art, and I've seen it, and that pinball table stuff was ridiculous. And that Muge is a perfect example. Everyone is very grumpy about, you know, you using their characters in certain stuff, or they've got control. And they're all bitmaps that were stolen from other games. It's not like these guys came out and, you know, oh, got a new Ryu. Well, you know, he was there first. You know, so, yeah, it's a pet peeve. But nevertheless, the new one's come out. I don't know what is different about it. It's very vague. The guy that makes CoinOp is an eccentric genius, and he's very moody, and he's very temperamental. And so I've tried to figure out what the hell is new with it, and I haven't implemented it yet. I probably won't implement it for a while because I'm pretty happy with the old one. But it does have, for people of this show that care, it's got basically WHD support. And so it will be easier. You want to use your discs like you do on the Xbox version now. You'll be able to use WHD load image, and it'll make it, supposedly makes it a lot better. I haven't seen it yet. Plus, the guy that does the WHD load, that puts up that section of the emulator, only puts it up for people in the forum. See, that's their reward, right, I guess, for being nice or sucking up or whatever. So I don't know. I might try to get back on there under another name or something. I haven't decided yet. I'm pretty irritated about it. Plus, I got a real Amiga. But, you know, for people that aren't me, that are still involved in that stuff, you know, CoinOps 8's out. It's good it's a real good emulation package. So
cool. Well, I think with this, we'll go ahead and end the pre-show, and we'll start the real show.
All right.